Episode 20 of the Monday Morning Worship Leader. It's time for VBS.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, as great rejoice Him, as good. Praise Him, as rich. Praise Him, big rich. Praise Him, above. Praise Him, above. Praise Him, praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Hey guys, it's Brother John here. Welcome to the podcast today. And in fact, when you're listening to me on Monday, that means that I will have finished day one of Vacation Bible School. Now let me tell you, Vacation Bible School has changed a lot. When I was a kid, no kidding, and I mean I'm 57. So when I was a kid, we marched in to Onward Christian Soldiers. They did the stand-up chords and they did the sit-down chords. We did the Pledges of Allegiance, which we do at our VBS as well now. But it was different. Now today we decorate. We have a rock band. It's crazy. The snacks are outlandish, and it's all good. It's all so much fun. I love it. I look forward to it every year. So I thought what I would do today is, instead of waxing philosophically or theologically or musically, I would just tell you what we do for VBS. Maybe it will give you some ideas. I think our church does VBS very well. And so I wanted to talk about the music aspect of VBS. And in fact, if you want to go back to episode 1, the very first podcast was 5 benefits of VBS for your worship ministry. And it's relevant and it's worth listening to. So you may want to go all the way back to that. And I'll probably retread some of that, but that's more philosophical. Today, I'm just going to talk turkey. I'm going to talk practicalities, what we do for VBS, especially in the worship ministries. So the very first thing, if you've been acquainted with Vacation Bible School, it's always built around a theme. And we've used the Lifeway products. By the way, Vacation Bible School is 100 years old this year. So that's pretty fantastic. But it's built around a theme. And in that theme, usually there is like a play, a musical kind of thing. And we do the whole full-blown musical, and I'll tell you how we do that. So we, in fact, I'm recording this on Saturday afternoon, and you're listening to it 2 days later on Monday morning. I will tell you, we met with our acting troupe today, and it consisted of 2 adults and 6 children, and the director and I met with them, and we did a read-through, and everything went really well. So that's kind of the hub, because they do basically 6 scenes. There's 5 scenes written in Vacation, in this Breaker Rock Beach is what we're doing. 5 scenes written. We wrote a 6th scene just because we wanted to wrap it up a little bit more. And then every one of those scenes there's music in between. And so we have a music camp, and that will begin, that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are the nights of the music camp. That starts at 4, a good 2 hours before VBS starts. And what we do is they come in, they learn from 4 to 5:30. They learn all the movements, they learn all the music, and they just have a big time. Then we feed them dinner. Then we start into Vacation Bible School. And like I said, if you haven't done music camp, do it. It takes a lot more work, but it just pays off so well. And in fact, we used our music camp a couple of years ago to start up our Fine Arts Academy, and that went really, really well. So it can be a really great way that you can tap in to some kids that want to be a little more creative. So anyway, music camp. Vacation Bible School proper, what we do is we do the rock band version. I have a female singer because I usually lead the worship, but most of the music for VBS is written the tessitura is more geared for a woman. And so I have a couple of ladies sing, but one kind of takes the lead. And so we do the same 3 songs every night of the 5 or 6 songs, 5 songs that were given for VBS. We do the same 3 ones. We always do the theme song. We always do whatever version of the ABC song they have, and then another one. And so we're doing the ABC song, and then we're doing Breaker Rock Beach, and then we're doing Even Better, which is a pretty cool little funk tune. So we have the rock band that does that. We have I have keyboard, guitar, bass, drums, and I play the keytar and lead the band. And so with the keytar, I'm able to kind of make some different sounds and have a little more fun. One year I can't remember what year it was, but there were a lot of sound effects affiliated with the music. And so I bought stem files from Lifeway for the VBS music. And so we added some stem files and click tracks, but all was said and done. The band did not enjoy that as much because, we're having to keep up with click tracks, and we kind of like to jam. So that kind of went that way. I will also tell you, if you choose to use stem files from Lifeway, they will freely sell them to you. And when I bought them a couple of years ago, they were $200 for the stem files, which honestly I thought was a little expensive. So that's another reason, not that I didn't have it in the budget, but I just couldn't justify it. We're not using them that much or that well. So anyway, we haven't used them since. Another thing that I do is I take one VBS song, and I may be getting myself in trouble here, but they don't do any kind of orchestrations or anything like that. So I orchestrate a song each year from the musical stuff, something that we're doing. So like I orchestrated Even Better for our orchestra for Sunday morning, because our orchestra does play on Sunday morning. Our choir does not sing Sunday of VBS because of the props on the platform. There's not room for the choir, but there is room for the orchestra because they're forefront of the choir. They're not in the loft. So anyway, I orchestrate that. So that's a lot of fun too. I usually have 3 or 4 dancers. I'm just going to call them that. That's what they are. And they teach the movements. And one of the nice things about doing music camp is you are teaching also a core group of students early the movements. And so then they go into VBS. Sunday, we always teach the 3 worship rally songs on Sunday night. So Sunday night in music camp, they're going to learn the music and the motions. And then we also, by the way, we got permission, and we do this for a password protected site on YouTube, where the movements are done by our students, and any kids that are taking music camp, they can watch those movements so they can feel more comfortable. So they can actually practice them at home with the dancers. So that works out really well. Another thing that I do, I got permission to do it. They had no problem with it whatsoever, is I do a music video, usually, and it's shown on family night. That music video shows of course, shows live snippets from the week, kind of weekend pictures, but it's usually video. There's no pictures really. It's all video snippets. And I use the theme song as the music, and then I'll use the music camp kids interspersed in sync with the theme song, so it really becomes a music video. And so that really works out well for us. And that's been a fun little addition. And the kids just love to see the music video at the end. And then I always save it and I play it as I don't play it as our countdown video the next Sunday, because the next Sunday at our church is always God and Country. It just seems to always work in right before July 4th. Holidays. So that doesn't lend itself well to July 4th holidays, so I don't use that. But what I do is I hang on to it and I use it to introduce VBS Sunday the next year. And, this is kind of 1 year ago, and that kind of shows during our countdown at our worship service. So it works out really well. And that's how we do VBS. It's a fun time. It's a busy time. It's all hands on deck time, probably the same it is with your church. And so I hope you find that these are good words. Now for a good word, and this is something I haven't read. How do you like that? But it's something my wife has read. She's given it to me. It's in my little hot hand right now, and I will be reading it very soon, but she loved it. It's an old classic, How to Pray by Reuben A. Torrey. Now, you may not know the name Reuben A. Torrey, but you may know his initials, R.A. Torrey. He wrote a lot about dispensationalism and things like that. But this book is a very simple book, How to Pray. And I'm just behind in my reading right now, and I've put it on my stack of stuff. And so I'm hoping that I will be reading this very soon. But my wife is part of a prayer group at church, and they have a prayer text line as well. And they all read this book recently together. And so How to Pray will be included in our show notes with an Amazon link that you could just click on it, and you can go and get your copy of How to Pray by Reuben A. Torrey. And that's it for the podcast. I'm so glad you tuned in today, and it's so good to be hearing from you. I hope that you are staying cool, and I hope that you have a great week. Maybe you're doing VBS this week as well. If you are, the Lord bless you in this. Remember, my friends, we are not rock stars. We are servants. God bless you.